Finally, we got the data mine stats for the Iso Hemlock. So I'll have 3 builds for you: sniper support, long range, and as an SMG. Perfectly tinkered towards recoil control, ADS time, and damage. We're going to start with the sniper support one, but there's timestamps in the description below, so jump wherever you would like to be. First, for sniper support, we'll need the blackout rounds. That reduces our bullet velocity and our fire rate, but it brings our time to kill to 530. Then we'll have to use the Fielder T50 barrel, which is a 32% effective damage range increase, which pulls out our first damage range to 31 meters, and that is the 531 milliseconds. That can be tuned even more to its damage range, so pull that out even further, and recoil steadiness. On top, it also gives 10% recoil control to have or not to have. Again, the iron sight on the ISO is, I mean, it's not impossible to keep these shots on, but realistically, especially when you go for these 50-meter shots, you want to have a sight. And I'm going for the Cronin Mini Pro, tune this for far and aim down sight speed. Since we're playing a sniper support, I would adapt the laser, and that would be the FSS OV laser. Now, you could also use the canted vibro dot to make sure that you don't have to use the sight, but since a lot of you don't like the canted vibro, we'll go for the FSS OV laser build. And then we're going to tune this to its aim down sight speed and also sprint to fire, which gives us one last attachment left over. And for that, we'll actually look at the recoil first. What do we have here? And the gun is stable, beyond stable, to be honest. We only have 30 bullets though. You do have a low bullets to kill, but at this point, as the sniper support, as you can keep it on every range, extremely easy, I would just slap on the 45 round mag, be done and happy. Now, if you're saying I can handle the iron sight perfect, that's great. You're gonna remove the Cronin Mini Pro and you're gonna put on the Ixton grip. That's at least what you think, but the sprinter fire speed and aim down sight speed bonus is not worth it in comparison to the minus recoil control. You'd rather go bonus recoil control and then tune towards sprint to fire and aim down sight speed. You'll have more out of this than the other way around, and end of the day, it's gonna make the gun even more stable. But again, choose your poison here. If you can handle the iron sight, do it that way. Otherwise, choose the optic. For the SMG build, we also need to start with the blackout rounds to get the time to kill so low. Now, the gun only has a 2-second reload, and you have a very low bullet to kill. And the magazine actually adds 37 milliseconds ADS time. Therefore, for the SMG build, no magazine. And since it's extremely easy to keep people close quarter up, I'm going to go with a canted vibro dot here. It's like choosing hip fire, but not doing hip fire. And you're going for the aim down sight speed plus the sprint to fire. If you're using the canted, you have one attachment slot over and you don't have to use the annoying iron sight, and you can still hit your shots extremely easy and good, especially because we're going to be using this inside a building. So this is the dummy we're shooting at. The thing is, you're going to have those 531 milliseconds time to kill on 24 meters, not on 10, 12, like the other SMGs. Then we have 2 sprint to fire grips for the SMG build. The Phantom Grip does actually minus 10% recoil control, but a huge chunk of ADS time plus. And you can go for even more and even more. So this goes relatively crazy, but you're gonna mess with the recoil. And if you're looking at the good recoil, this is what we're talking about. Now again, it's an SMG, 10 meters. And this is still plenty well. So we can shoot him and we can even shoot him. Worst case scenario, we could also delete Mr. Timothy Jebediah Jones on the distance, which we don't want to do, but it would be possible. Now there's a stock list, but that gives us like 100% vertical recoil control and horizontal recoil. It's terrible. Like, it makes the gun kick and buck like mental. What you could do is a bonus of sprint speed and aim down sight speed is minimal, but you also get only minus 4% recoil control. So the rate here works really well. And you can go for aim walk movement speed if you're aim walk movement, and you can go for even more aim down sight speed to make this a wee bit faster. Now you have one last attachments over, and here I would actually go to choose either the Locker Precision for a little bit better recoil steadiness, or just the OPX9 grip, which has minimal recoil control bonus, but also minimal ADS time minus. The good thing is you can tune this for aim down sight speed again, and also for hipfire recoil control. So that in case you're close up and personal to someone, you could start with your hip fire into canted, which works out plenty well. And now if you're looking at what the recoil looks like, it's so easy to keep on. Keep in mind that the ISO shoots obviously a little bit slower. It's like this taka, not like other guns. Now the number one thing you have been waiting for, long range build, and that starts with a magazine, obviously. We also need to play ammunition. There's sadly no question about that because we're kind of at the point where we have 590 meters per second velocity, and then with 260 plus, we're at 850. Now we're going to tune this to its recoil steadiness though, not more bullet velocity here, and to its recoil smoothness as well. Now, since we want to pull out the damage ranges also for the long-range beaming version, we're going to go for the Fielder T50 because this gun is really effective on the 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 meter ranges. And then later, you have another damage drop-off. You're still good there, but you want to pull this out, especially for Ashika Island and for Al-Mazrah for the aggressive players. And you're going to go here for damage range and recoil steadiness. Good thing it's 9% recoil control with the steadiness, maybe like 13, 14% recoil control on the tuning. And very good about this gun, you can actually play it with either the Schlager 3.4 or the VLK optic. Both are possible in this case. I tried it out and I love it very much for far and aim down sight speed. And if you're actually putting this into the firing range right now without a muzzle, because muzzle is where the recoil control comes in, you notice, yeah, the sight doesn't actually bounce that much around. Yes, there is some bouncing in the sight, but not to the point what you would actually expect. We're looking at how the recoil is. The recoil is technically stable, but this behavior obviously gets enhanced on range. So we want some vertical, but also a chunk of horizontal, because the vertical on this gun is really easy to keep under control because the fire rate is a bit lower. As we're going to try the Iso Hemlock with a 22% horizontal and 11% vertical recoil control. That gets tuned towards a little bit more gun kick control and recoil stabilization to get rid of a shaky bakey. And that now as the final. And you do feel even stabler. And especially when you're shooting at these hack glitches, it's going to be a nice thing. Now compared to what we had here before, you notice that horizontal is even more horizontal. And the whole recoil is 20% smaller, feelingly. Even though it says only 11%. It's just very good to keep on, and you can beam it away on any distance. Now, if you have the good gun builds, but you're struggling with your frames, check out my frame guide to actually increase your FPS lows especially to never have a stutter again.